see clearly, but you're already blind. Aizen proved that perception is a tool, and if someone masters it, you'll never know what's real anymore. Let that terror settle in. Your eyes deceive you constantly. Your mind fills gaps with assumptions. Your reality is built on information you assume is trustworthy. But what happens when someone learns to weaponize that assumption? What happens when perception itself becomes a cage? Aizen didn't just create an illusion. He created a prison so perfect that the inmates don't know they're imprisoned. That's the difference between ordinary deception and true mastery. Ordinary liars trip up. Ordinary manipulators leave traces. But Aizen? He rewrites reality itself, and everyone inside that rewritten world believes they're still seeing truth. Don't scroll thinking you're immune to this. You're not. If Aizen looked at you, you'd believe whatever he wanted you to believe, and you'd never question it. That's not a theory. That's a fact about human perception that he's already proven 1,000 times over. Kyoka Suigetsu isn't just a technique. It's a philosophy, wrapped in supernatural power. It's the ultimate expression of what happens when someone completely understands how human perception works and decides to exploit it. Most people spend their lives being played by people far less intelligent than Aizen, and they never even realize it. You believe your senses. You trust your instincts. You follow your gut feeling. But your senses are just neurons firing. Your instincts are just patterns your brain recognizes. Your gut feeling is just accumulated data being processed subconsciously. And if someone understands that system better than you do, they control you completely. Aizen understood something that most geniuses never grasp, that the real battlefield isn't external. It's internal. It's not about winning fights or acquiring resources. It's about controlling the narrative that plays inside someone's head. He mastered the art of making people see what he wanted them to see, believe what he wanted them to believe, and do what he wanted them to do while genuinely thinking it was their choice. The most dangerous weapon in existence isn't a sword or a power. It's the ability to manipulate perception. Because once you control what someone believes is real, you control their entire reality. You control their decisions. You control their future. You control them. If you're still listening, like this video. Because you're about to confront something most people spend their entire lives avoiding, the terrifying realization that your reality might not be yours. Aizen didn't conquer through strength. He conquered through understanding. He studied people. He learned their patterns. He identified their vulnerabilities. And then he exploited those vulnerabilities so completely that they thanked him for the manipulation. That's the genius of Kyoka Suigetsu. It doesn't force you to see something false. It makes you see what you expect to see. It uses your own mind against you. Your brain wants to see patterns. Your perception wants consistency. Your consciousness wants your reality to make sense. Aizen just weaponized those desires. Most people think they're observant. They think they catch details others miss. But observation is just your brain making predictions based on limited data. And if Aizen controls the data you receive, your observations become useless. Your instincts become liabilities. Your intelligence becomes a handicap. The people Aizen fooled the longest weren't the weak ones. They were the strong ones. They were the ones who trusted their power, their perception, their ability to read situations. And that's exactly why they were blind. Their confidence in their own perception made them vulnerable to manipulation. This is the psychological trap. The smarter you think you are, the easier you are to fool. Because you believe in your own judgment, you trust your own analysis. You're convinced you can't be deceived because you're too intelligent. And Aizen uses that exact conviction as the tool to deceive you. Comment, "I'm ready," if you're beginning to understand that your reality might be someone else's creation. The average person is blind to manipulation because they never learn to question it. But the dangerous person is blind to manipulation because they're too confident in their own perception to consider that they might be wrong. Aizen targets that type of person. He finds the ones most convinced of their own superiority and systematically destroys that conviction by proving they were wrong all along. Every interaction you have is an information exchange. You're constantly gathering data about the world, about people, about reality. But what if that data is corrupted? What if someone is deliberately feeding you false information mixed with truth, making it impossible for you to distinguish between them? That's Kyoka Suigetsu. That's the perfected art of deception, not crude lies, elegant manipulation of perception itself. You think you can detect a liar through micro-expressions or tone of voice. But Aizen doesn't need to hide his expressions. He doesn't need to modulate his tone, because he's not creating a false narrative. He's creating a false reality. There's nothing to detect, because from your perspective, nothing false is happening. The moment you realize you've been deceived by Aizen is the moment you realize your entire understanding of recent events was wrong. But by then, it's too late. The moves have already been made. The alliances have already shifted. The power dynamics have already changed. And you were a piece on his board the entire time. Share this video if you've ever realized too late that you were manipulated by someone smarter than you. Because that's what Aizen does. He makes you look back at conversations and interactions and suddenly see them differently. He makes you question whether anything you experienced was real. This is the ultimate power. Not raw strength, not strategic intelligence, but the ability to control the very foundation of someone's reality. And the most terrifying part? You'll never know when you're under the influence. You'll genuinely believe you're seeing clearly while being completely blind. Aizen proved that perception can be weaponized more effectively than any other tool. He proved that the mind is the ultimate battlefield. He proved that if you control what someone sees, you control everything about them. The final truth. The one Aizen would never tell you because he's already shown it to you without words. You're blind right now. You're blind to the manipulations happening around you. You're blind to the ways people are shaping your perception. You're blind to how your reality is being constructed by forces you don't understand. And the moment you become aware of that blindness, you realize it's too late to do anything about it. This is manipulation. This is Aizen. This is your reality. And if you're still here, you're either beginning to see the chains, or you're already too deep in the prison to recognize them.